Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of December 11th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you have a question you'd like to ask the tarot card, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. I also stream on TikTok on Friday mornings. You should check it out, it's a good time. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot of the Divine with Green Aventurine, the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Amethyst, and the Tarot de Marseille with Yellow Calcite. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. I'm actually really curious to see because, actually, let me cut the deck first. Speaking of cutting the deck, I almost cut the deck before putting it on this table here, which is what I save for the recording. That's why I was eager. So, your cards, that's the 3 of Cups, 2 of Wands, what is this? 2 of Coins reversed, High Priestess reversed, and the Emperor reversed. Very fitting card to have in the middle here with the 8 of Coins. Okay, I already have a general idea of the reading. Of course, it's possible that I'm wrong. And as you can see, the sun is shining directly on my table, so it's possible that the lighting will have changed if a cloud happens across or whatever while I'm paused. Group 1, the vibe that I'm getting from this energy is one of feeling torn between the things that you would rather do and the things that you feel you have to do. And I don't think it's a coincidence at all that these 3 cards are all reversed with the Emperor in the middle. The theme of choice is very strong in this reading because we have the double 2, triple 2 if we count the High Priestess, which is trump number 2. So the theme of duality, i.e. making a choice, that's not the only way duality manifests, but it's one of the more common ways, is strong. And what I would tell you as advice is just trust yourself to know what you have to do. I think that the source of confusion is that you're a little too open to other people's input. And I think that that can cloud your judgment in when it comes to trying to decide which way to turn. It's like you're, because when the 2 of Coins, the traditional 2 of Coins is nodded to with the way that this person's feet is placed. This is how the guy's feet are in the 2 of Coins. And a word that's often thrown out when the 2 of Coins comes up is juggling. And I think that if you're trying to juggle your responsibilities with your leisure time, or, you know, your career with your friends or whatever, that's not always easy. But I think that what can make it even more difficult is when you have people that you respect on, telling you, some of them are telling you to focus more on your career, others are telling you to focus more on your leisure time or whatever. I don't know what the choice is, but again, with the triple 2 here, the theme of a choice and being torn in making that choice, that's the 3 reverse cards here, or the fact that they're reversed is obvious, you know. Where was I going with this? Well, no matter where I was actually going, one thing that I think deserves pointing out is that, again, when you're at a loss as far as what course of action is best for you, and there are people you respect on multiple sides of the issue, it's time to just take a step back and trust yourself. The or isn't really an option for the energy in this reading, so I'm glad I didn't say anything after that word. You'll never know. But yeah, it's really important to trust yourself. I think I've said trust yourself 3 times, obviously nodding to the High Priestess. I just want to say, and also the trust yourself is definitely reinforced with the Emperor reversed here in the middle of your whole reading here. The Emperor is the ruler ruler. The Emperor is the leader of the fucking tarot, or at least through many different angles. That's how it plays out, and the ruler rules. The commander commands. Just don't worry what other people are saying. And yes, sometimes when the people that you usually take counsel from, and it's good to take counsel, contradict each other, then it's time to just say, hey, I'll follow my gut, I'll follow my instincts, I'll follow my intuition, and then just make the choice that is right. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the Eight of Coins here. This is a nod to be gentle with yourself if the choice that you make ends up being the wrong one, or to be gentle with yourself in general, because the Eight of Coins is a card of gradual improvement through repetition. So I think that the more you practice discernment in whose input to take, including your own, you need to have a seat at your own table, group one. So make sure that you have that. And try to take the frame of baby steps in the direction that you want. And right now, I think that the direction that you want is clarity on which direction that you should take next. But I think that if you swept all the outside chatter out of the way and just listened to the quiet part inside of you, then the choice would be quite clear. And that's actually a mic drop, so I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. Actually, yeah, the High Priestess definitely is going to be here. Group 2, some cards flipped over while I was shuffling for you. I got a peek at the Ace of Swords reversed and the Seven of Swords. I don't know what that means, if anything. It might not have anything to do with your reading, but damn, group. Oh, okay. It's funny. These are like obviously really cool cards. Obviously, with the Nine of Wands in the middle of the whole thing, there's a theme of, you know, having been through a lot. But we shall see. Yeah, and your entire reading is upright. Oh, the sun might not be shining like this when I unpause, all right? Group 2, I'm getting very strong final stretch vibes with this reading. You know, obviously the celebration of the Four of Wands here, the world here, the crowning achievement, you know, ultimate end, ultimate victory, also beginning a new cycle. Again, the fact that the fact that your entire reading is upright, well, that's actually just positive vibes in general. But the fact that the King and Queen here are facing in the same direction, aligned. But again, it feels like you've been through a lot. So what I would say is, and I'm not sure what the Eight of Wands is saying at the bottom of the deck. Obviously, there's a lot of dynamism here, but I'm just not sure how the dynamism fits. Because again, like I said, it's the final stretch, but this is also a collective reading. So is this telling you to put the pedal in the metal to blast through that finish line? Is this card telling you to not get overwhelmed by the, you know, sometimes when a project is on the verge of shipping, that's when a bunch of problems can come up that wouldn't have been, that you wouldn't have been able to discern had the project been in its earlier phases or whatever. And that can have some feeling of turbulence just before landing the plane, you know? So I'm honestly not sure what the Eight of Wands is saying in the place that it is. But one thing is for sure, whether you're being invited to put the pedal to the metal or being invited to hang in there for the final stretch, there's a very strong sense of achievement after having gone through a lot. Yeah. And it's funny too that these are the two court cards that came up, because we have the double fire of the King of Wands here, and we have the watery part of Earth with the Queen of Coins here. So there's a lot of, oh, Also, the King of Wands was another heavy influence as to, the driving force. I often read the King of Wands as like the alpha Chad, not in the football sense, in the Wolf of Wall Street sense, but honest. He is upright. So yeah, so yeah, the drive and determination of the King of Wands and the patience and focus of the Queen of Coins, though, those two words again for long-time viewers. It's difficult to see how they interact, but one thing is for sure: hang in there. And sometimes when you're on the verge of a major breakthrough, that's when the ship starts rattling at its loudest, and I'm not sure if it's a feature or a bug, but it's definitely what is, It is what it is, Group 2. Do I have any final parts of wisdom to... the most straightforward way to read these two court cards is as two different people. I'm not sure which one is you. Neither one is in the middle, So I don't have that bias. And again, I think by just describing the overall energy of these two cards, if these are people for you, because these could be energies and ways of being, then hopefully that will help you determine which one it is. But it's looking like a good week. It's looking like a hard-fought, hard-earned victory. Yeah, that sums it up nicely. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card portion. I'll see you there. All right, Group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. As always, I'm going to throw down all 5 cards. Very interesting. It's almost all major arcana. If I set up the pyramid right, your shot should basically be perfect. Ooh, yeah. Group 3, your message is actually really simple. This is looking like a big week for you. It's looking like a very, very dynamic, chaotic week. It looks like the kind of week where you will be pulled in every fucking direction every 2 seconds. It looks like the person who runs into the... Okay, I'm going to work again. Strangely, I never do that. But yeah, it's a week like the person who runs into your cubicle yelling, "We need to do this thing right now. It needs to be ready yesterday." And then 10 minutes later, busts into you again and saying, "Oh, the thing I told you to do, don't do it. That would make everything worse. Please, full stop, full stop." And then busts in 10 minutes later, asking for the thing that they asked 20 minutes prior again. That kind of week. Because... Let me go right for the jugular here. The Wheel of Fortune, this is probably one of the cards that I read the most differently in the Marseille deck versus the Golden Dawn stuff. And it's in the Marseille, I tend to read it as a card of turbulence. And the funny thing is the difference between these two cards here. And the funny thing is they're consecutive cards. The Judgment is after the Sun, right? But the vibe is so different. There's the, "Hey, we're having fun, it's a party, yay, Candy Mountain." That was a very specific reference. And on the other, there's the, "Hey, it's time to go." Fred Flintstone, all my references are dated. Anyway, Fred Flintstone, the whistle just blew. It's time to just drop everything you're doing and slide down the dinosaur into your car to go somewhere else, and the message for you, Group 3, never lose track of what matters to you most. And it's funny too, because whenever the 7 of Coins was the first card I flipped over, and whenever this card comes up in the Marseille specifically, I always tend to zero in on this coin for some reason, and it's the theme of focal point, eye of the needle type of shit comes into play, and when you combine it with the third eye symbol here on the Justice card, holding the sword of truth and the scales to evaluate everything, you know. But she's sitting. This looks like a woman. She's sitting very solemnly, you know, stoically, like, hey, this ain't no problem. Don't worry about it. We'll get to the bottom of this. Maybe not right away, but we'll get to it, you know. And yeah, that is what. That's what I think the message is for you, Group 3. To decide what matters to you and hold on to it, because that might be your rock when all the different directions that you get pulled in throughout the week happen, you know. Yeah, honestly, I don't think that there's anything left on the table, proverbially. So I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's looking like a good week, but a big week anyway, you know. So please like this video if you haven't already. And if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card portion, which is basically right now, actually. So, all right. Open that. Okay, let's see what we have here. Geez, I'm making Editor Sid's job harder. There we go. All right. Group A, your card is The Taming Power of the Great. This is I Ching hexagram number 26. I'm really glad that the sun was shining directly on this card because this font sucks. Anyway, but this is one of my favorite decks. Let me read the cards that are under here. The keywords are self-discipline, concentration, strengthen your character from within, self-awareness, realizing potential. There are two groups for which this reading fits in so well. Holy shit, you can't make this stuff up. But the message is really to find that quiet place, center yourself, just make sure that you can be the eye of the storm, Group A, whether it's for yourself or for others. Wow, that was a mic drop. I'm moving on. Group B, your card is the Prince. This is the archetype of the Prince. The light attribute is romantic charm and potential for power. The shadow attribute is using power for self-aggrandizement. I'm actually going to have to reflect on this. Give me a second. All right, so what I'm going to do, romantic charm, I'm going to broaden that out for more general charisma. And in this sense, I think that the message of the Prince archetype for you, Group B, is to remember that persuasion is often best when it's gentle. And before I forget, because I don't think this part is very prominent, but it might be relevant for some of you. Be wary of people playing power games this week. Be wary of people cutting corners and pulling fast ones. But also, maybe you're sitting in that person's chair. Maybe you're holding that person's phone. That also applies to you, because charisma can be a double-edged sword. Okay, no, actually, that's not the way to go about it. A better way to say what I want to say is, when you are a persuasive, charming, charismatic person, it can sometimes, it becomes easy to tell yourself that you're persuading this person for their own good, but it's really for your own good. So be mindful of that. But I think you're being invited to be the cool, calm, collected person, but also the gentle power, gentle charisma. I think I've looped enough. Hopefully that was meaningful for you, Group B. Group C, do we finally have the new moon in Sag? New moon in Sag, holy shit. Okay, now I'm gonna calm down, but the Moonology deck will no longer be automatic when there's a lunation. So luck is on your side. How fitting for luck is on your side to be here. I'm gonna have to calm down. Give me a second. Group C, there is a message and a warning in this. And it's funny too, because basically with the luck is on your side, given the context of the three readings that I gave, I would say you can be confident, but don't be so confident that you're foolhardy. And also, you can be self-assured, but not so self-assured that you don't take action when action is needed. And the metaphor that just stuck in my mind while I was reflecting on this card after calming down from pulling the Lunation. I've been trying to pull the Lunation for almost as long as I've owned this deck. That's why that was such a huge moment for me. But anyway, the metaphor is old people at the slot machine. They also think luck is on their side. It's like, oh, I've spent so much money. The big win is just around the corner, you know? So it's important to be more like the poker player and less like the old person at the slot machine. But, you know, the poker player who knows that they're one of the best players at the table right now still needs to have their wits about them. Ooh, that was a mic drop. All right, Group D, your card is Lizard Spirit, Dream the World into Being. Well, that's nice. It's an invitation to hold your dreams and use them as motivation to take action, really. Dream the world into being. It's kind of a misnomer, if you will, because you can't just your way to your dreams. You know, you actually do need to take action, but the visualization part is very important also. So obviously, the big vision of what is it that you even want? It could be a very important question for you to ponder this week that can help you navigate the waters that you're navigating. Awesome. I think I'm going to end the reading there. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give this video a like. This is looking like a good week for most of you. Well, actually, all of you. Why did I even say that? All right, take care. I'll see you soon.